Water is sacred to First Nations because water is life. Clean water sustains us in all our relations. It is our responsibility to take care of the water and protect it for future generations. Hello, my name is Brandon, and I'm a fourth-generation water and wastewater operator in Elsipogtog First Nation and a part of the Atlantic First Nation Water Authority. We talk a lot about centralized water and wastewater systems on First Nations, as we should, but decentralized systems also require attention and funding to ensure safe drinking water and clean wastewater services on First Nations. These are individual systems like wells, trucked water, septic systems, and holding tanks. More than 70 people from First Nations and First Nations organizations across Canada contributed to a report released in June 2025 that was created to help Indigenous Services Canada, or ISC, understand how these decentralized systems are working in First Nations communities. The purpose of the report was to gather knowledge and experiences to highlight risks and suggest ways to improve these systems. Hazards in individual water and wastewater systems come from many connected issues. The report looks at the whole picture, like layers of an onion. Things like system design, location, and who's responsible for the system are shaped by policy and funding decisions at both the federal and regional levels. The report has three parts that consider system risks, current management practices, and recommendations to improve water and wastewater services. The full report is available online. We have 3 videos to help share details about the report directly to First Nations. Trucked water and cisterns are used by over 15,000 homes in First Nations, primarily in Prairie and Northern Ontario regions. Though we don't have an exact number, it can be the only option when homes are far apart or on a rocky road, but contributors to the report said that trucked hauled water was often used to avoid expensive piped systems, but short-term savings can cause long-term problems for nations. Truck-to-cistern systems have a lot of moving parts, and each part has risks and needs for maintenance. To start, the source water needs to be clean, whether that comes from central water treatment plant or elsewhere, and at every transfer point there is a risk of contamination. Filling stations and trucks need to be routinely disinfected with chlorination and monitored for water quality. The cistern itself also needs to be routinely cleaned and inspected. However, underground structures can be hard to access and even harder to clean. Even above-ground cisterns require confined space training. Cistern walls can develop biofilms over time that can degrade water quality. And some nations said they found garbage inside cisterns that weren't properly sealed. Cracks in the cistern wall can mean the untreated water or dirt is getting in. Cisterns are made and placed differently across regions. Many said the safest options is a plastic tank above ground in a weatherproof shed, but there isn't enough data yet to know the best ways to clean, maintain, or monitor them. As well, household water pipes can affect drinking water quality. Testing the water every year for important microbiological and chemical compounds helps identify risks and make sure the right treatment is being used. Surely, shouldn't we receive beautiful water? But after the top technology cleans the water, once we put the water into the truck, put that beautiful water into the truck, drive it down to the road, drop it into the cistern, and how many contaminants does it get by the time it comes through to your tap? Individual homes can have filtration, reverse osmosis, or other treatment options, but these come at a price, and they also require routine inspections and maintenance to keep them working. Many contributors shared that there's little to no funding to manage individual cisterns or treatment in the home. It's at the homeowner's cost to clean your tank. A lot of the times it's a replacement of their tank because they are cracked and there's infiltration from water coming in and the quality of water is not good. It's usually up to the resident to actually do all the work. It's not just about quality, but access. Water trucks can damage roads and bridges, provide limited water based on delivery schedule, and may not deliver during bad weathers if roads or cisterns can't be reached. This means families may need to use strict conservation of water at times. They will balk at putting out that kind of money to put in water distribution system, but yet they continue to have to repair roads because of the heavy wear and tear of the water trucks running over them and damaging roads, and they continually have to pay for that cost. Centralized systems are most affordable when homes are closer together, and these systems get annual funding. But in spread out communities or in locations where laying pipe is expensive or a well cannot be dug, truck-to-cistern systems are relied on for drinking water. However, only the trucks and drivers receive routine funding. Cistern maintenance, inspection, repairs, and water quality monitoring rarely get adequate funding, putting the burden of these water systems on the nation and its members. So to get from where we are to where we need to be sometimes can take 5, 6, 7 years. In the meantime, the communities are languishing in a situation where they don't have enough homes. They're growing, obviously. Infrastructure is limited, so they're kind of forced into putting homes with truck haul capacity because they can buy a truck, right? And the longer we wait, the more expensive it gets. ISC financed this report to understand how to improve these systems, and contributors shared similar recommendations across Canada. Part 3 of the report discusses recommendations to address the gaps and risks highlighted in Part 2 of the report. The recommendations are organized as immediate, intermediate, and reform because some changes can be made quickly while others will take time. The recommendations are organized into 3 themes. 1. Fund the true cost of water and wastewater services to protect environmental health. 2. Create systems and tools needed to support First Nations self-determination. 3. Manage central and individual systems together to support nation well-being. The recommendations stress the need to assess truck-to-cistern systems in a more holistic way to understand the burden they cause in nations. The report recommends funding for nations to gather data and develop actions for sustainable systems, not just for emergencies. Some nations, like Whitefish Lake 128 and Samson Cree, shared examples of success when they had the tools, time, and control to manage their systems. These 2 nations shared their stories for the report because they wanted to let others know how they did it to help other nations. Contributors said it's important to have long-term funding and service plans that connect housing growth with reliable water and wastewater systems. The report recommends that ISC support better asset management, help identify and reduce health risks, and back First Nation-led water management that combines both central and decentralized systems in ways that work best for each community. The report is available online. Informational brochures about the report are also available at the link below. Information